Hi, everybody. This is Todd Creager, and today I'm talking to you about trusting the unknown relationship future. That's the name of my talk, Trusting the Unknown Relationship Future. Let me explain why I think this is very important for people who want to have satisfying, loving, joyful relationships with their intimate partner or with a future intimate partner. Because have you noticed that, you tend to keep doing the same behaviors, same thinking, you know, feeling the same feelings? That's pretty typical of us. Pretty human, I would say. It's nothing bad about that. It's just the way it works. The mind is like a tape recorder, and it just repeats things from the past. That's what the mind does. I mean, that is really what the mind is about. It learns things and then it repeats itself. It's like if a person's in a math class and the brain takes in some information, we learn it so that we don't have to go through the initial learning this every time. We get it. We get it. Well, it's the same kind of learning about how we relate to others, or how we share, or how we don't share, or so there's many things that we have learned from the past, whether it's our own current relationship past, or even repeating things that we learned from our family of origin about life, again, about communication, about what's possible, what's not possible, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. So, for example, if I come from a family of non-listeners, I seem to co-create a relationship, my intimate relationship, that is deficient in listening. Seems to happen that way. How does that happen, right? Well, it happens because that's what's imprinted in our brains. If I come from a family where parents were very disconnected, lo and behold, I'm in a relationship with a person and there's very little connection. I'm not saying there's not exceptions to the rule, but this typically is what happens. And if there are exceptions, there's usually some kind of role models you've learned from, or you just happen to have some gifts there. But typically, we do co-create what we've learned, and that's my point here. Now, one subtle reason, actually, for this is that there are protective parts of us that keep us in the familiar. Even if the familiar makes us miserable, they protect us from the unknown. There's a typical fear of what we don't know, what's unfamiliar, what we can't control. So these protective parts keep us the same, keep us in the same kind of, oh, that's familiar. Like I said, even if it makes me unhappy. So here's an important point about, important key, I would say, to a more satisfying relationship. And it's one word: vision. Vision, having a vision. People that are in business, as I've been, many of us have learned to have a vision. We've gone to classes or had a coach that helped us have a business vision. So in the business vision, you see what could happen. It hasn't happened yet, so it's kind of an unknown. It's not where we're at. Maybe we want to get to a much higher level of service or a high level of income or whatever it is. But we need to have a vision of that. In health, same thing. We need to have a vision of our health. If we have a certain level of fitness and we want to have a greater level of fitness, we need to usually have a vision of it that can move us along. Sometimes there we hire a trainer to help us have a vision of what we could be like, what we can do in the future. This is very important. So just like in business and just like in health, relationship vision is also very, very important. So how do we reach this vision in relationship when typically our automatic vision is from the past? So we don't not have a vision. We all have a vision. It's typically our default vision. So again, if you've seen relationships that didn't work, you might have a vision that relationships don't work. You might be carrying around You might be carrying around the end of a relationship if you've been through a lot of abandonment in your life. So we do carry on visions. The key is to create by design as opposed to default our lives and our relationships. So, how do we do this? We oftentimes need, just like we need a business coach or trainer, we might need help from a relationship therapist. Or maybe reading some great books or listening to good podcasts on relationships. They're all important. New learning is very important. So that is part of your job. Your job to, on the way to my title is trusting the unknown relationship future. I could have said trusting the positive unknown relationship future. Your job is to learn and unlearn. What do I mean by that? Well, we have to recognize that we've learned things already. Some of those are quite limiting, like I won't ever be listened to in the example I gave. You want to unlearn that. You want to recognize that that's just something you learned that's incorrect in the sense that that's not the only reality. So you learn that it's possible to listen. You learn how you could speak in ways that make it easier for people to listen, because maybe you didn't have those role models. Again, having a therapist, a podcast, a books, all of the above can oftentimes help you to have a new vision and to help take the steps to reach that vision. So your job is to learn and unlearn. Now, simultaneously, with the effort you put into learning and unlearning, is you need to open up to the possibility of new positive things happening in your relationship and your life as you learn and unlearn. So as you learn the things that you want to learn and unlearn the things that don't serve you anymore, and there's that effort in that, you are now opening your heart and your mind. That's not effort. It's now it's this other quality of opening to what positive and different experiences and relationships may come your way. So you can hear what I'm saying. This sort of like a letting go of control. In other words, a trust that as you learn and unlearn, your relationship future will be significantly more rewarding. You trust that, you open to it. The protective parts of us oftentimes fight us on that so that we could have the status quo. But you want to have faith in that when you learn and unlearn, that as you open up to positive possibilities. Maybe this relationship future that's more rewarding is with your current partner. That would be terrific. But maybe it's with another future partner. I'm not sure. However it turns out, you are open and you trust the unknown relationship future. So don't let your automatic relationship vision, like I said, we always have this vision. It always is there. It's just whether it's by default or design, run you. Our vision is what determines our choices. That's what determines our choices. So we want to make sure we have the vision that we want, not that comes from our past life, our past history. So again, you want to learn what is possible through experts and other helpers. Discover what you truly want in relationship through your own internal reflections and talking to others and learning. And then, of course, unlearning the bad habits and limitations. Then trust that good things are coming your way. Be open to it. Live your life like this. It will lead you to take intelligent chances, intelligent risks. Take intelligent chances. It might include being more self-expressive maybe than you have in the past, just as an example. That could lead to eventually being with a partner, whether it's your current one or another one, that can embrace your expressed self. By the way, the current one oftentimes has to shift and change along with you. So it doesn't necessarily mean the end of a relationship as you change, but the other person has to change with you. It might include finally choosing a person who is truly capable of committing, let's say, as opposed to, um, you know, someone who likes me and I choose them because I'm afraid I won't be liked, you know, and so you end up giving energy to someone who really can't commit. I mean, there's really many examples of intelligent chances and risks that you could take and then open up to what is going to happen. It's just the idea that you do your growth work and then be open to the rewards of a robust relationship. Dare to be in the unfamiliar. It is the best way to live. This is Todd Creager, making the world safe for love.